The Memorial holiday weekend is upon us, and the holiday rush to sunnier destinations is about to start, and you should be ready to share the road with a lot of other drivers. Kim DeGiulio joins us now with what families should know before they leave.
And with numbers that high on the freeways for this holiday weekend, you want to make sure that you're planning accordingly. Leave early. Even if you're planning on leaving early, maybe leave an hour before that, because things will certainly get congested. Secondly, you want to make sure that you're driving safely. Before heading out this holiday weekend, fill up your gas tank sooner rather than later, as prices will likely spike when the weekend hits. However, good news for drivers. According to AAA, gas prices are expected to be lower this weekend compared to last year's average, which was $3.66 per gallon.
If you are, planning to head out of town for a holiday, sometimes you can't avoid filling up, but just kind of know sometimes prices may be slightly higher because there's an increase in demand as everyone prepares to hit the roadway at the same time.
AAA spokesperson Adrian Woodland says they're predicting at least 1 million more drivers than last year, which brings up the issue of safety.
The deadly 100 days, as they call it, between Memorial Day and Labor Day. There's a lot more traffic out there. A lot more people are, like you said, they're out there more recreational driving instead of just going back and forth to work.
Michigan State Police Public Information Officer Michael Shaw says speeding is something they frequently see during the summer months.
And quite honestly, no matter how good of a driver you think you are, you're not that good of a driver to be going to that speed.
Causing deadly accidents when drivers are going speeds of around 100 miles per hour. And a reminder for all drivers, even the ones who are driving the speed limit. The hands-free law is in full effect here in Michigan, and police will enforce it.
So if you are seen with your phone in your hand, you're going to get stopped, and then it'll be up to that trooper's discretion. But more than likely, you're probably going to get a ticket, because we do know that distracted driving not only puts other people in danger, puts the people in your car in danger, and it puts us in law enforcement in danger. I can't tell you how many times that our patrol cars have been hit by somebody that's been on their phone.
And lastly, it's never safe to get out of your car on the freeway. Always wait for help to arrive or get off at a nearby exit if you're able.
If you're involved in a traffic crash on the freeway, it's okay to go up to the next exit and get off the freeway and the service drive, call 911. You're not fleeing the crash, you're not doing anything that you're not supposed to do. But what we're seeing is people actually getting out of their crash and standing on the lanes of the freeway.
And for the holiday weekend, a lot of construction projects will go on pause, except for the big ones. Of course, I-696 will still remain closed. So if you're traveling through those areas where the orange barrels are still out, make sure you're still abiding by the lower speed limits. I'm Kim DeGiulio, Local 4.
All right, Kim, thank you. And according to AAA, the best times to travel to avoid the peak of the holiday traveling today before noon is a good idea. So finish up your packing and get on the road. The worst time to travel today would be between 1 and 9 p.m. Tomorrow, the best times to travel are before 11 a.m. and the best time would be worst time would be between noon and 8. That's on Friday. And finally, when you're heading home on Monday, Memorial Day, probably best to get on the road before 2 p.m. The worst time would be to wait until the evening between 4 and 7. And you don't want your Memorial Day weekend getaway to become a nightmare when you get home. It might be chaotic getting out of the door, but you certainly want to go over that checklist before you leave so that thieves don't find your house to be a very viable target. Let's get to Darnell Blackburn. He's here with that checklist for all the families.
Yeah, it's a checklist that we need to really think about. So here's the first thing you need to do is tell very few people. Don't talk so much to people about leaving and going on vacation. Make sure that you hold your mail or have a neighbor collect it. You can go to the post office and tell them to hold your mail in the time frame that you're going to be gone, or have a trusted neighbor pick it up. Leave on your interior and exterior lights. Leave on something in the house and leave something outside the house just to make the illusion that you're there. If you got a timer, you can set a timer. Check and lock all of your doors and windows. I know this is self-explanatory, but just remind yourself, because oftentimes we may leave a certain door unlocked or the inner door for your garage unlocked, so make sure you do. Close your blinds, shades, make sure that stuff is shut so people just can't look in your house. And set a reminder for yourself to set your alarm. That's very important because you may drive off and be 20 minutes into your trip and say, oh man, I forgot to set it. If you can't set it from your phone, a lot of times we can't do that now. Lastly, and most importantly, if you're going to be gone for an extended period of time, contact the police department. They will do vacation property checks. So it's important for you to talk to them and let them know that you're going to be gone. They'll swing by and they'll check on your house and make sure it's good.
And as a former officer, you really encourage that, and they really will come by.
Absolutely, they will come by.
You want to hear from the neighbors.
You want to hear from the neighbors. You want to make sure, it's just a quick swing by to make sure everything is good.
Right.
So it's important to do those types of things. One thing that's important too, we talked about earlier, is don't post pictures while you're on vacation.
Yes, I see people do it all the time, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Don't tell people that your house is empty.
Exactly. You want to share that. Share them with your family and friends. You can send them
Via
personal
text
stuff.
messages, but don't put it out to the public.
Just wait. Way more important.
Yeah.
Stuff.